Hi guys, it's 1 here. I will be going to work shortly, so I thought I'd do a quick video. Today's video is going to be about sort of the enlightenment for me, rather than sort of different ways to sort of start loving yourself and looking at your cognitive processes, your thinking processes. And I suppose it's just explaining to people what it is going to be like, you know, when you reach an enlightened state. Okay, because it is really difficult to describe. It is so difficult to describe until you've experienced it yourself. It's hard to really explain to people what happens when you become awake, spiritually awakened, you know. But the first thing really is the breaking down of everything that you ever thought or believed in. You know, it's like as if you literally, everything that you've worked for, as those that actually know me, I've always been academic and sort of worked in counselling and psychotherapy for most of my life, and working with, you know, people who have had issues. And I really did firmly believe in all that stuff, you know, from an academic point of view, you know. And I also believed in my spiritual stuff and different things that, you know, I live my life with. You know, there was a very spiritual aspect of me, and there is still very much a spiritual aspect of me, and I'm not going to go into my beliefs because everybody's beliefs are different. And it doesn't really matter which angle you come from. A spiritual awakening can happen to anyone, but it is all about the self-love, the self-exploring yourself in so much depth, you know, and understanding yourself and working to identify what is ego, what is self, and loving yourself, really appreciating who you are, you know. But it feels very much like everything I've ever thought or believed in is no longer relevant, you know. That has just been almost like the experiences I had to experience to get me to where I am now, you know. So it's a breaking down of everything that you've ever thought or believed in, and that can be a bit scary, you know. It can be a bit scary, but it's actually not, you know. It's like, wow, you know. It really didn't matter, none of it really, you know, but it all had a purpose to get me to where I am now. Okay, so the other side of things is I see things so differently now, you know. And I said, you know, my eyes in previous videos, how my eyes, you know, I'm seeing vibration and different things, but how my eyes, I see, not oh, I got hair in my mouth, sorry guys. I see the world very, very differently now. Not in a spiritual sense, just in a spiritual sense, but everything in life I view very differently now. You know, I really, really do. So that's something else that has happened since I've been awakened. You know, it's like I have no attachment. Oh, sorry, guys. I got a hair stuck in my toe. I have no attachment. You know, I literally, any material things that where I used to really attach to before and I thought was very important in my world, I have no attachment to. You know, everything, you can't take anything with you on your deathbed. Anything materialistic you can't take with you on your deathbed. And I think for me, the attachment to all things, you know, is really, I have no attachment, you know. And I have no attachment to people, really. I can really love, you know. I love unconditionally, and that's another part of spiritual awakening, is how it is so easy to love, you know. It is so easy not just to love myself, but to love everybody that I come in contact with, you know, and see things from a very different way of being in the world, really. You know, I see beauty in absolutely everything. I absolutely see beauty in everything, you know, even in the sort of darker side of things, you know, where there is the vibration of negative stuff and really sometimes nasty, horrific stuff that's going on. You know, I know that it has a purpose. And that's part of having, you know, the spiritual awakening. I can see it all now. I have no fear. I have absolutely no fear. You know, I know there is absolutely nothing to lose. You know, there is nothing to fear. You know, and there's nothing to give, really. All I have to be is myself. You know, and in that, if I help one person sort of start looking internally a little bit, to slow down, you know, rather than the swinging, so they're missing such an important aspect of what, you know, life is trying to teach them, you know, then that's good enough, you know. And like I said, I will never ever try to be better than, well, I can't be anyway. You know, I'm no worse and I'm no better. But, you know, if I just help one more person in this entire world to sort of see the beauty in stopping this swinging from more than or, you know, less than mentality, and just becoming straight enough, calm enough to just go inwards, you know, and then obviously you can see things very differently. You know, it's in that path then from that gentle place that you will come, that you will become enlightened, you know, with a bit of work, well, a lot of work for some, you know, of self-love. But, you know, that is part and parcel of my purpose. So if one person gets help with all this, then I've done everything that I feel that I was believed. Well, I firmly believe that this is part of my awakening and part of my purpose now. You know, so it's a real wonderful place to be. You know, nothing is bad. Nothing is bad. And it's not that I lack compassion, quite the opposite, you know. But I see how having too much compassion for a situation doesn't help a situation either, you know, for that particular person, you know. But it's just so much unconditional love. It's like it consumes me, you know. I feel I'm 4'10", I'm a tiny little thing, you know, frame-wise, you know, and I've always sort of been so small and little, but since my awakening, I feel as if I am 20 foot tall. You know, the power of force, a field around me of pure unconditional love is just huge. It is absolutely huge. And it's just as if I've got the entire universe within me. You know, it's the only way to describe it, really. And another thing that is just so fantastic is that I really no longer want to be a hamster on the wheel. You know, I am out of the rat race. I am so out of the rat race. I completely am. And I'm not talking on a materialistic sense. I am talking in general, you know. I am not going to be part of this rat race hamster way that people engage in, all this materialism, all these different wants and needs and self, me, you know, because selfish is very different to self-loving. It is very different, and that is part of the learning. So for me, the spiritual awakening itself is just like being reborn, you know. It's like as if I've been reborn completely, and from this place I have a blank canvas, you know. I can create whatever I want to in my life, and it is absolutely amazing, you know. It is absolutely amazing, and I want everybody else to get to that place. But I totally understand as well that some are not going to get it. You know, some are really not going to get it, and that is fine too. You know, like I've said, if I can just help the one person, then that is absolutely fantastic, you know. So that is what being enlightened has achieved, well, has done to me as a human being, really. You know, the experience that I have now is just absolutely amazing. It is just, you know, I don't fear death and I don't fear living. It's just, there is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear at all except unconditional, positive love, regard for mankind and humanity, and, you know, people who are in this ring, you know, of rush, work, earn. It's like, God grief. Oh gosh, I really want to, you know, sort of say this. I give it, you know, it's as quick as this. You know, it's like the metrics, you know, the red pill and the blue pill. You know, just take that and you'll be fine. But it's not that simple, guys. You've got to do a hell of a lot of hard work to get there. And it's regardless of your beliefs. It's regardless of any sort of firm grounding you have with your beliefs or nothing. Any single human being can reach this. You know, whether you believe in all gods or one God, anybody, any human being can reach this, because it's all about looking within, going very, very deeply within, looking at yourself, warts and all, accepting yourself, really questioning and really learning about the whole aspect of who you are, really realising and seeing what is ego and what is self. And it's only then that anybody will actually you know, become spiritually aligned and enlightened. So it has nothing to do with any belief systems that you have or anything, you know. And it is just such a beautiful day up there again, you know. It really is a wonderful day. Right, I'm going to go. Like I said, I promised I'd put a video up on spiritual awakening. And I've got a spare hour really, so I thought I'd do a quick one for you guys. So I will concentrate on the other stuff, which is all part of trying to help you to stop swinging from this more than or less than mentality. And I'll probably do that in a couple of days or so, but I'm working on other stuff as well. So, and I have commitments, the back wheel stuff, you know, which is only It's not far off now. It's not far off. I'm nearly out of that mud. I am nearly out of that mud. Okay. But have a fantastic day, guys, you know, and you are wonderful. Every single one of you are absolutely amazing in the core. All right. And start loving yourself, because you are absolutely awesome and wonderful. All right. Lots of love. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.